we feel, from a league standpoint, is 3-on-3 is one of the best things, one of the best routes to go, one of the best things to do, because when you have 3 players, it allows all 3 of these individuals to get ball touches, which we've said before is very important. And also the focus on the 3 defenders, which we don't even have out here right now. You can really watch everybody that's going on, because remember, when you're only watching 6 players, it helps you as a coach to be able to teach more specifically and make corrections, as opposed to watching 10 players run around in what turns out to be chaos most of the time, when either you go half court or full court, and that's really not a very good way to teach basketball. So what we have right here is we have 3 offensive players in basically 3 spots that we would like to start, most of our 3-on-3 discussion about in this video. But also when you run your practices and you start talking about 3-on-3, these are really the spots you also want to start with as you start to lay your foundation for motion offense, shell defense, on-the-ball defense, one-on-one, what is on ball, away from the ball, how do we make cuts, how do we score. All of these things can be taught in this 3-on-3 format that we're going to show you. We can even do that with just 3 offensive players we have out here in white right now. What we have is we have a point and we have 2 wings. Now the way to set this up, if you've never done 3-on-3 before, never taught this, is the wing is basically at the free throw line extended. So you just draw an imaginary line to infinity that goes all the way to the bleachers on both sides. So you have your one wing at the free throw line extended about the 3-point line. And you have your other wing, free throw line extended on the wing on the other side. What you see is when you start to do these drills is everybody is very high away from the basket. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to open up cutting lanes and fill cuts and basket cuts to try to score here, even though we're starting out very far away. Because the ball does in games obviously has to come up the court, and you have to establish your offense from fairly high out. This teaches players that it's okay to be far away from the basket, because we're eventually going to get there. We're going to get closer. All right? So very fundamentally from the start, we always want to talk with offensive players and offensive people about being ready to pass, ready to shoot, and ready to dribble. So anytime that a pass is made, there's a responsibility by the players on the wings, for example here, to be receivers, to have their hands ready to catch the ball. There's nothing worse than basketball to throw a pass to somebody with their hands down, they're not ready to go. Have your hands up, have your hands ready. All right? So in this situation, they just pass the ball either way. All right? Stop right there. Good. He's ready to go. He knows what's coming. This is really good. Going back to where you started from. All right? We love players, especially you'll see, as players progress. If you ever watch 5th, 6th, 7th grade games, travel teams at that level, Ben knows from passing the ball to the wing that his job is to now move to an open area to try to catch a pass, maybe from the guy he just passed to, or girl he just passed to in this situation, whatever the case may be. But he knows he can't just stand here with his hands down and expect to hit the ball in return. So he made a pass, the receiver was ready. Triple threat position. Remember, pass, shoot, dribble. All right? Pass, shoot, dribble. He's ready to go. He's bent down. He has vision. His first objective is to try to see if he can get the ball back to this player who is cutting to the basket. Okay? So then go ahead and make a slow motion cut to the basket. Right there, soft. Right? That's called a basket cut. Very simply, just come right to the basket. He's looking for the ball. If you notice, he had his hands ready to be a receiver. He gets to the basket. Okay? And you're just going to stop right here. Okay? Now, the player with the ball still has some options, but they're not readily available quite yet. So what we're going to have happen here now is this is not yet. Going back. See, she knows. That's good. Whoever knows. This position has now been vacated by a player who just made a basket cut. So now we have to fill in. It's called a fill cut. Fill in with the wing player who now becomes the point. And now Ben has options to go either way. There's an avenue to the corner he can go to. There's an avenue out the other side. Let's just go out the other side just for time being. Okay. So now we have floor balance. We've occupied all three of our spots all over again. And we still have passing options. We have dribbling options. We have shooting options. And we're still in great shape. This, again, is a precursor to motion offense. Movement, filling, basket cuts, all those things are important. Let's say the wing passes back to the point. There. See, he knows right away, I got to move now to get open. If I want to get open, I have to move. So, make a cut into the basket. Good. Now, if he doesn't get it, he has a couple options here too. Go up to the wing. Okay. Now, he could go from here, maybe to the corner on the other side, but then just over there. Now we lose floor balance because we have now three people over here and nobody over here. So it would be nice to give Moira an option to maybe pass back to the same side and get some floor balance. So Jamie can bust right back out there on the wing and make a pass either way. Good. And now we have floor balance, and now we do the same thing over again. Basket cut. Go ahead, cut the basket, look for the ball. You can go out either side and replace up. These concepts, good. That's perfect. And go back out again. That's fine. These concepts, even what we have right now, are so simple and so easy to teach. But it teaches players to be able to cut and move without the ball, look for passes in return. The players who have on the wing, let's say it goes over here to Jamie again, looks like we started. All right, his main goal right here is to look for the player cutting the basket. That's who's going to be open maybe first. And we might get the ball right here within a foot or two away from the basket to be able to score. That's our primary objective, to try to score. But not by the use of dribbling over people to try to get there. All right, so Ben, going back out. So let's do this now. Let's just run a little offense. All right? You can pass either direction and move. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk through the players to see if they can improve in this about 30-second segment and see if we can get a little better at this right now. All right? So start the ball off again. Okay? All right, ready? Go ahead. This is now 3-on-0. This is 3-on-0. All we're doing is we're just passing it around, moving without the ball, looking for cutters, filling space. That's fine. Filling space. Good. That's fine. Get some balance. That's okay. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Get some floor balance. That's all right. Get some floor balance. Now go ahead. Here we go. Basket cut. Good. Look for the ball. Good. That's fine. Good. There you go. No problem. Fine. Good. And stop. Good. Now right there, we just accomplished so much movement and so much spacing. What we never saw was this. Let me take your place on that. All right? We never saw this. A pass was made to the wing. If I'm Ben, I cut through to the basket, which he was supposed to do. That's fine. But nobody ever went like this and said, "Give me the ball right here," and try to steal it away from the offense. That didn't happen. So you start to understand things like, the players understand things like floor balance, not hunting the basketball. They don't have to come out here to get it. Maybe if they break out to the corner, they can get it. Or even if you make a basket cut, if nobody replaces, they can come right back to where they just were. They catch and triple threat from here. We've accomplished the same things. So as you do this with your players, whether you have a full gym or maybe two baskets on the side, with three players, emphasize things like floor spacing, movement without the ball, triple threat position, being ready to pass, shoot, or dribble, and also when the ball goes to the wing, looking for cutters right away, because those are the people that are going to be opening games. We want to establish that early, even in our breakdown drills, in 3-on-0 or 4-on-0, whatever you do, is to look for this cutter immediately. Be able to throw a bounce pass, which is good, or a chest pass, but be able to make that play from a position from wing to basket or maybe wing to corner. These are really good fundamental things where you can work with your team all the time in almost every practice to become a really efficient motion offense team.